Okay, welcome back. We're continuing this spooky season horror movie thing today. Um, so I want to talk about The Invisible Man. Okay, I must stress this in the beginning. This movie is very triggering. Anybody that watches it, please be mindful. Like, this movie really, it's really triggering. Between domestic abuse, it's really sad. But Bloomhouse Productions, really, you guys are pulling out some really good movies. I am surprised. Like, this movie was really good. It's very triggering. Domestic abuse is awful. If anyone anyone you know is ever like going through it, please, try to get help. Try to get in contact with somebody that can help. I know like people usually do this thing like, here's a secret like number to text or whatever, just this code. Utilize any of those sources, anything. Please, just try to get help, because it's just not something to play with, and it's awful. And people that abuse others and just cause this like trauma and these physical and mental issues, imposing these issues on somebody is just awful. So please, if you witness any of this, experience any of it, report it, try to get help any way you can. That's all I have to say about that. So anyways, The Invisible Man. Alright. So it stars Elizabeth Moss. I really like her. She kind of reminds me of like Kate Hudson or somebody. I don't know. But anyways, she also played in Us as the friend of, I think, Adelaide. I think that's how you say her name, in Us, if you guys ever seen Us. I will talk about Us one day. That's probably like the only horror movie that I was scared. I don't normally get scared at horror movies. I always laugh at them, but I actually cried during Us because that was some freaky, I'm not gonna say it. Anyways, so it stars her. The beginning is basically her trying to like escape her abuser husband. Like, he's, abusive husband. And she manages to escape. Me and my mom are just like on edge. We're nervous, like, oh my gosh, please don't get caught or whatever. And the dog, they have a dog. I always love when they have the dogs. Like, I love dogs. I am an animal lover. I have come to terms with that. I love animals. I love dogs. Don't hurt the dogs in the movies. Luckily, this dog did not get hurt. Just to let you guys know. Because like movies, they like to hurt dogs, like John Wick. So anyways, she's trying to get away from her husband, and I think she calls her sister to tell her to pick her up and stuff. So her sister's out waiting for her. She's like, why'd you call me? And she's like, let's just go try. And her husband comes out of nowhere, running out of the woods. And he's like, it hits the window or whatever, the car window, and I almost jumped in my mom's arms. I was freaking out. We were freaking out. That is scarier than like Jason or somebody coming to get somebody. Like, I was so scared. Oh my gosh. Anyways, that was probably the scariest part of the movie, to be honest. He just came out of nowhere. I was like, yo, please don't do that again. So, but they managed to get, he literally breaks the window with his hand. He's like, psh. That's how you know he's crazy. Jesus. Anyways, they get away. They go to their friend's house, this guy and his daughter. And basically, like, this lady is traumatized, the main character, because she has like this anxiety and this fear that her husband's just gonna show up at any minute, like he's watching her. And then they find out like he committed suicide, and you're just like, and then Elizabeth Moss is just like, I don't. She's like, he's like a leader in her husband is apparently like this like huge optics leader guy. So that already tells you something right there. Everything's good. And then like they get a letter in the mail saying, hey, come to this office, we have money for you. They go, And then her brother, not her brother, her husband's brother is a lawyer. And so he's like, okay, your husband said that basically I'm giving you $10 million, I think, and you'll get it in installments of $100,000 every month. And so she's like, how did they even get my address? But like, okay. How did they even know where I am? Like, and she signs it. And then she gives it to her friend's daughter. She's like, here, you can go to college. I have some money in the bank for you. And they're like, oh my gosh. And happy. And then next thing you know, she starts hearing things. Starts seeing little things moving. She's like, what the heck is going on? Turns out, spoiler alert, her husband is still alive. He has an invisible suit. He's invisible. First I thought he was like a ghost or something, which would have been kind of cool, but also kind of scary. But yeah, I'm really spoiling the movie. But this is a review channel, so if you guys actually want to watch it, just let you know. But yeah, basically, he torments this woman so much. He hits the little girl at one point. Like, she's like, why would you hit a little girl? Hit me. And so that, you know, causes some problems with the friend. And he's like, you gotta get out of my house. The daughter thinks that the girl... Elizabeth Moss was just sitting there, and the man hit her in the nose or whatever. She was just sitting there, and she thought that the lady hit her. But still, like, don't hit her, okay? Don't do that. So that happens. Like, they're basically just causing like strife and all her relationships with her friend and her sister. She's apparently, the husband like sent an email to the sister saying like, I hate you, I hope you die, all this other crazy stuff. So she goes to the house trying to talk to her, saying, I think my husband's still alive. And she's like, why are you coming to me now? You sent that email. She's like, I didn't send any email. So that's when she knows like my husband's still alive. At this point, Elizabeth Moss is very well aware that her husband's alive, and she goes to their house again, I think, and she's like discovers like this machine thing that makes an invisible suit, and the husband is there tormenting her again, and then she escapes. At one point I thought, because she like drove there with an Uber, me and my mom thought the Uber driver was gonna die. We were like, listen, he's gonna get him, but no, he lived, so we were happy about that. They get back, she reconnects with her sister, and this is like the worst part of the movie. The husband, you know, they're talking at dinner and stuff, and then all of a sudden you just see this knife in the air like this, and it kills the sister. And we're just like, I had to literally run out of the room. I like ran in the kitchen. I was so mad. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, are you actually kidding me? Oh my god, you don't know how mad I was. I was so mad. So, of course, people thought, like, and then the knife ended up back in her hand, like, made it seem like she killed her. So, of course, people were freaking out. She goes to jail. She's like, he did it. So they think she's psychotic, and they send her to this, like, psych ward and stuff like that. And then her friend is there because he's a cop, and he's like, she's like, listen, you gotta listen to me, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, you know, Invisible Man is there again. He kills like most of the cops trying to get her or whatever. And then like she drives away, I think, or something, I don't know. And we're back at the friend's house with his daughter, and the Invisible Man is there tormenting them. She calls it dad. The dad ends up there. He beats up the dad. And then like Elizabeth Moss shows up, shoots him, and then it turns out that the brother was there with the invisible suit. So I was like, okay. And so you know, then they find out that like he was using the brother. She's like, listen, and she like, he's like, they find the husband in the house tied up and stuff. He's like, oh my gosh, help me, like, come on, you know you set this up. And so she's like, listen, she goes to him to have dinner, and he's like, I love you, can I do anything? She's like, and she's like, I gotta go use the bathroom or whatever. And he says like something that he said before to just make it known that he was the Invisible Man this whole time. And then while she's in the bathroom, like, she puts on the suit, but you don't know it. So all you see is just like a knife, like how the sister was, and he slits his throat, and he's just like, and she's like, Oh yeah, and like the friend was outside with the pager or the recorder listening the whole time. And he's like, "What did you do?" And she's like, "We're just gonna act like nothing happened." He's like, "Okay, we're gonna act like nothing happened." And yeah, the movie ends. So she got revenge on him. I would have cut his head off because, like, you killed my sister, but, and you hit a little girl, and you tormented me, but they're not gonna do that. But anyways, so you guys have to watch the movie because it's really good. But like I said, it's very, very triggering. Very triggering. Like my mom talked about it to like make sure I talk about this in the video. You know, just be very aware because it's something that needs to be talked about. Something that people need to be like aware about because it happens every day. People go through it every day, and it's awful. It is awful. So yeah, Invisible Man was really good. We thought there was gonna be a sequel because we thought it was just gonna end with like the brother being an Invisible Man, and like the husband is still out on the loose, but he died. So there isn't gonna be a sequel, I don't think, unless she turns crazy with the invisible suit because she has it with her. Oh yeah, and Elizabeth Moss is pregnant. So yeah, I'm pretty sure like the husband, you already know. I'm not gonna even like mention it. Like this movie is just crazy. It's really crazy. So please, be aware when you're watching this. Please, everybody, be safe. Like I said, report or talk to anybody. Heck, I'm even willing to like help anybody if anyone is like going through anything, because it's just really awful what people have to deal with in abusive relationships or anything like that. So yeah, this movie is crazy, but it was really good. It was like one of like Blumhouse, their movies like are always like kind of like comedic like, and they have like funny plots in it. There was nothing funny in this movie at all. This was a very serious movie, and it was worth the watch. I was waiting to watch this movie, but it is very triggering. I've said that like 100 times. I'm gonna keep saying it. It was very, very, very triggering. So please, be mindful and be aware of it. But yeah, that's The Invisible Man. I give it a 10 out of 10. It's very sad with the sister dying and then like everything else that happened. But yeah. So thank you for watching this video tonight. This is part 2 of the beginning of spooky season with my spooky Halloween movies. So thanks again. Have a good night, guys. Again, be safe. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Be safe. And stay safe. Be, healthy. Everything. Have a good night. Also, like, comment, subscribe, share, and thanks again. Good night.